Is that my hood? It looks good on you.
I'm sorry if you're seeing someone.
I'm not. I didn't take your advice. No kids, no wife, and I really, really hate minivans.
How did they find you?
I was in St. Roque, and the Star City cops, they tased me and they threw me in the back of a van. They knew everything. They knew about Oliver. They knew about me faking my death. They knew it all.
SCPD SWAT incoming.
Speedy, you want to get out of there now? Speedy, move.
Okay, we're leaving.
No, you're leaving. I'm in no shape to be swinging from the rooftops.
I'm not leaving without you.
You're coming in hot.
You gotta go right now.
Damn it, Speedy, get out of there.
Getting you out of here.
No, you can't. You have to go.
No, I'm not leaving you.
Speedy, they're right outside the door.
I'm not losing you again. So sad.
The hell you think you're doing?
I needed some air.
You're gonna need air.
Arrow. All new tonight at 9/8 Central on the CW.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 6, Episode 15. So tonight we have the return of Roy Harper meeting Thea for the first time in years. So Arrow released a sneak peek for tonight's episode called Doppelganger. I believe that's how you say it, and it looks pretty cool. So it seemed exactly like I thought. Ricardo Diaz, Richard Dragon, is using his connections to somehow draw out Roy Harper, capture Roy Harper, to draw out the Arrow for some reason. The reasons are not actually known. So I'm quite looking forward to tonight's episode. We've got the return of Roy Harper and Thea back together. But what's really interesting is she says, I'm not going to leave you again. As we know, the episode after this isn't going to be for 2 weeks. So Arrow goes on a break for 2 weeks after this episode. So I presume there's going to be some crazy cliffhanger. Let me know, guys, in the comment box down below. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Do you think Green Arrow is going to find out that Ricardo Diaz is actually the one behind everything? So we've got some information about an upcoming episode of Arrow called Episode 19, which is called The Dragon, not Enter the Dragon or something like that. It's just called Dragon, The Dragon. I think originally it was called Enter the Dragon, but now it's actually being called The Dragon. And what is very interesting about this information is that they are through shooting. They've shot 5 out of, I think, 8 days, and so far no members of Team Arrow or the new Team Arrow have been seen at film. So it's going to be the origin stories basically of Ricardo Diaz. It's going to have flashback scenes to how he set everything up, because during the kind of episode sneak peek tonight, somehow the CCPD knew about everything, how he faked to be the Green Arrow's death, he faked his death, and all that kind of, he knew so much information about Roy Harper. So we're going to actually find out how Richard Dragon knows all this kind of information. So it's pretty cool. So they shot 5 out of 8 days, and so far it's literally been Diaz and Laurel and Lance, because at the moment she said I'm Laurel Lance at the end of last week's episode. So at the moment she's either got amnesia or it is the original Earth, the one Laurel Lance. But the most interesting information about this is partially the set is BludHaven, from what we've been told. And what's interesting is BludHaven, from my knowledge, guys, let me know in the comments down below if I'm wrong. BludHaven hasn't been seen. I mean, in season 5 it was mentioned in Second Chances, mentioned in Human Target, mentioned in a lot of episodes, but I don't think it's actually been seen since season 1 maybe. And what's so important about BludHaven? BludHaven is the home of Dick Grayson, who is Nightwing. I've done multiple videos on before about Nightwing coming to the Arrowverse. Now, we know we got the Nightwing movie, but Chris McKay, who was supposed to be directing the Nightwing movie, says that Warner Bros. Are going to have to sack him, but he's eyeing up directing Dungeons and Dragons. So this tells me, it's a Paramount movie, that the Nightwing movie is no longer a Warner Bros. Priority movie, which is kind of annoying. So it means yes, Mark Guggenheim did say they're not allowed to use any DCEU properties, but because the Nightwing movie currently is not important, does this mean that potentially Nightwing could be in the episode? Most likely not, but could we get a kind of Easter egg stroke reference of a vigilante from BludHaven? Now that would be pretty cool. So at this moment in time, it's unclear what version of Kate Cassidy Laurel Lance in the episode, because it's going to be very heavy Diaz and very heavy Laurel Lance, so it's going to be quite cool. Is this going to be like the pretend version of Laurel Lance, the kind of Black Siren redemption arc, if you like? It's going to be quite interesting. I'm very looking forward to finding out what Ricardo Diaz is all about, because I do believe he could be such an awesome villain if they give him the time of day, and if they do him like they did in the comic books, like make him comic book accurate. Guys, let me know, what do you think about this episode, which is going to be mostly very DS heavy, very Laurel heavy. So it's going to be pretty cool to have an episode based around them two. I believe there will be some more flashbacks to Laurel Lance, maybe. I mean, I don't know how they film the flashbacks, but the fact that it's partially set in BludHaven means, could Nightwing be there? Could he not be there? I don't know, we have to talk, we can't like get some information about BludHaven and not actually talk about Nightwing. So guys, let me know in the comment box down below, what are you most looking forward to in tonight's episode? I personally can't wait for tonight's episode. It's gonna be pretty cool, so looking forward to it. But sadly, Arrow is going on a 2-week break after tonight, which is very annoying. But obviously it's going to be for some reason, some cliffhanger. Anyway guys, please like, subscribe and comment. That would be awesome. Join Team Warstu by hitting that bell button down below. And I will catch you in another video guys very soon. Catch ya later.